and it's this, it's just like a funny little joke that we would sometimes song and just sing this one lyric that was for kids. It's just I don't remember the song. And then he used to call me Betty because of my eyes. It reminded him of Betty Davis.
And you don't even know who Betty Davis is.
Yeah.
Who is Betty Davis?
What a dope.
Stephen had names for all of the kids. Every kid, all the grandkids had, it wasn't just their name. It was Burrito, and what was yours? Little
Savannah was Little Rockstar.
And what was yours, Tam? Little Yardstick.
She was Yardstick, Little Yardstick. Savannah was Rockstar.
Yeah. And October was always September, November,
Or December.
And then the Cornell kids showed up, and then now you have to make up new names.
Harvey
With the twins.
Harvey was Harvey Wallbanger.
Yep.
JT was James Brown. What were you, Kaylin?
Tootie.
Tootie. How could we forget Tootie? She was Tootie because she always had an attitude. And she always flung her hair back. So he called her Tootie because she had an attitude. Ellie was always Kirstie Alley. Ashton was Kutcher. Porter was Cole Porter.
Apparently, you didn't forget the most important one.
Porter, the next name,
Yes,
Porter.
and I was Cheesy Poof.
Also, Justin was Damien.
Justin was Damien.
That's been.
Justin's been Damien since the day he was born.
Yes.
What were you?
I was Cheesy Poof.
Cheesy Poo. Oh, I love
Cheesy
that.
Poof. And I don't even know how I got Cheesy Poof.
I know.
But,
He told me.
yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. But I will tell you a quick story. We went to the beach one time. And
Remy Stingers?
yeah. So we went to the beach, and we always went to, my mom and dad always went the third week in June. They always went, and they always had the same condo every year. So I went one year, Steve went, and we always went, Ian and Brittany were just young. We always went, my mom and dad always went wherever dinner was, the early bird special. So you'd go at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to get the early bird special because you could get the same meal that was at 6 o'clock, but you could get it for $5 or $10 cheaper. So we went to this one place that was called Windows on the Bay in Ocean City, which is no longer there. They've now torn it down to build condos. And after dinner, he said to me, if I buy you a drink, will you drink it? And I said, sure, I'm game for anything. Well, it was Remy Stingers. Remy Stingers is a shot of Remy Cognac and a shot of peppermint schnapps. So it's 2 shots of alcohol. And for anybody that knows me, I can't handle my liquor.
No.
So 8.5
What?
Remy Stingers later, which was 17 shots of alcohol, we left the restaurant. I thought this was on a Monday night. I was still sick on Thursday. We went, so I got through that and everything. That's when I was married to Greg, and we went out on the beach, and it was
I remember following you.
It was awful. They followed me because they thought I was going to fall in the
for
ocean.
4 hours. We were sitting in the restaurant for 4 hours.
And so the next year, we went back. Well, he didn't come back because that was the year that he happened to, when it was the start of all of his health problems, he ended up developing pneumonia and he was in the hospital. And that was before cell phones and stuff like that, so we couldn't get a hold of him. We didn't know what was going on. And so we went to the restaurant on a Monday night. Happened to have the same young waiter. Now, you go to the beach, these waiters see thousands of people walk into the restaurant. We walked into the restaurant and we sit down and he came around to take our order and he's looking and he said, "One of you are missing." Who is missing? So, and then when he came around to take our drink orders, he said to me, he said, "Ma'am," he says, "are we having Remy Stingers tonight?" No. I've only ever had one Remy Stinger since then, and I didn't even drink it. So, it was just, Stephen was just a fun guy. He was fun to be around. Maureen
Yes, he was.
actually came to stay with me a couple months ago. She was here for a couple weeks, and we were gone. We were on our honeymoon. And her and Steve had dinner together, and so she really got to know him in those couple weeks that she was here.
And I love that when y'all went on your cruise, that he took Spider-Man,
Yes,
who was one of the
Yes.
things that the twins were playing with at the pool, and he basically made pictures of Spider-Man
we
doing
took-
different things.
we took Spider-Man along, and I took, that was Steven's dream trip. He always wanted to go on a big trip. So when we decided, okay, well, we're gonna go to Alaska. So I took him on a cruise to Alaska, and he thought that he had died and gone to heaven. A couple weeks before the cruise, Myra called us frantic on a Friday, couldn't get a hold of us. She says, "I can upgrade your cabin for $75. Do you want it?" And it was like, yeah, we want it. So she got us upgraded to a suite. Well, he just thought that was just the best. And he was so fun. And some of the ladies are here that were on the cruise, and he was just absolutely amazing. But he did the little thing, and we made pictures along the way and sent it to the boys.
I remember when I joined the Red
The
Hats.
twins loved seeing all the, Superman being in different parts of that, so it was great.
I remember joining the Red Hats and coming, and he dressed better than most of the women.
Yeah.
He was an honorary Red Hat member.
Well, and that was funny because we were supposed to go on a cruise last October, and then it got canceled because of the corona. Well, it ended up that Stephen and I were going on that cruise. Well, then I married Jim, and Jim came along. Well, we had got the royal suite, and he was so looking forward to that because he thought he was going to be treated royally because he had the royal suite. Well, then Jim came along, and Jim says, well, Steve says, I don't care. He said, bring Jim along. He says, I'll sleep on the sofa, and you guys can have the bedroom. And I thought, okay, well, that was nice. But it never happened. So that was one thing that I'm very sad about, that he never got to go on his cruise. But he loved the Alaska cruise. Jim and I are supposed to go to Greece next year. So as an honorary thing, we're taking Flat Stephen, which it was really funny because Greg's dream was to go to Alaska. So we took Flat Greg along. So when we go to Greece next year, we're taking Flat Stephen. So.
And take pictures and be.
Oh, yes, we take pictures. If you look, there's some photo albums over there from Alaska. So if you look at the photo albums, throughout the album, you'll see pictures of Flat Greg that we've done throughout the cruise.
Grandma.
What?
And I remember this one time, I can't exactly remember what was going on. I think that it was just like all like you adults. It was like you, like Brittany, a couple adults, and like I like kind of like played like the butler or like waitress or whatever. Cause like I brought Grunkle a napkin. And then he just like started talking, oh, you're my little butler, waitress. So I was just like the waitress for the night.
Yes, Harvey.
So I had these two nightmares. So me and my mom and my dad and Porter and
favorite jokes of Steve's was how he would flex his arm and say, check out his muscle, and then he would jerk his arm away and say, that's enough. I absolutely, that was my favorite joke. I will always remember him for that.
That's all right,
Wait, I'm not done.
oh, okay, okay, all right, okay.
So, yeah, let's, I think at this point, we're just gonna close and we'll fellowship, eat some good food, have some drinks. And so we'd love to hear more about memories and special times that you had.
About the book. There's a
Uncle.
book.
Oh, and then on the inside of the dining room right there, there's a little telephone table and it's got a memory book. If you just want to jot down a fun memory that you have with him, we'd love to just have that as a keepsake for us, as the family.
And sign the gift book.
And sign the guest book on that table in there in the foyer.